Welcome to Let's Talk Literature. I'm Em,
And I'm Will.
and we're two book lovers who wanted to combine our passions for reading and gossiping and share it with the world.
Whether you're looking for a new book to pick up or a new book friend, you come to the right place.
So grab a coffee
Or a little wine, and let's talk literature.
I'm drinking a chai tea.
Ooh.
Delish. And I'm also 8 miles away from the camera because I look so scary. I've come down with the plague.
Hey, we've been there. It's okay.
No, it's actually like not even that bad of an illness. It's just like a light head cold, but I just look horrendous. So I'm keeping my distance from the camera.
6 feet. 6 feet, okay?
I don't want to get you guys
6
sick.
feet. Thank you. Please and thank you.
So sorry if I'm coughing, sniffling. Hopefully it's like ASMR maybe.
Hey, we're happy you're here. You know, we're happy you made it. Thank you for being here.
My
pleasure. You could have taken a sick day. So like we're happy
no
you're
sick
here.
days in the podcast
No
biz.
sick days at all. Unfortunate.
Nope.
Well, how have you been otherwise?
Not good. Truly not good. Thanks for asking. No, I'm okay. It's just been a crazy week. Work was busy. Will came to visit me at my place of work this weekend.
Crazy.
And got to see me in action, which was so cool. It was just a really busy weekend, and then my dog got hurt. He slipped a disc last summer and had to get surgery on his spine. I forget what the abbreviation is. It's like IVD something, intervertebral something for dogs. And it's like super common for certain breeds. So he went through surgery last summer, went through 2 months of recovery, and has pretty much been back to normal since then. This morning I woke up and he couldn't move. So I was like, oh my God, it happened again. I was distraught, absolutely distraught. I went right to the hospital in Philly, the animal hospital. And they said that he has movement in his legs. So they're not going to do like MRI and like all the imaging because it's literally $9,000. Yeah. So they're like, we're not going to do the imaging because we think that this will get better with medicine and cage rest. So right now he is drugged up in a cage.
Poor Zeus.
It's a sin. He's not in a cage right now. He's in his little doggy bed.
Oh, at least he has
on trazodone.
some comfort. You know, just poor guy.
And I have a little head cold, probably because I worked and went out this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
guys, when Em
it's okay.
is behind the counter at her job, she's like, you pluck her right out of a Emily Henry book. Like she's like, I'm working so hard. I'm, just doing my
a single mom.
My beach job, and I'm just gonna go hit the beach after this, and then like
I feel like when I'm there, I'm so glad that you see it as like aesthetic, because when I'm there, I feel like I'm like a single mom raising like all these kids, and I'm working like a diner job.
No, it looked like it was very much an Emily Henry book, because you
I'm
work
like
with your boyfriend.
Dying.
So it's just like.
I do. It's true.
It's very wholesome.
It's like my boyfriend's whole family, so it's like fun.
Yeah, it's very wholesome. It felt like very good energy when I was there.
I'm so happy you said that.
Yeah, and the pizza was good. Like, pizza was so good.
Just good?
No,
so
like
good. Okay,
amazing. Because I had pizza
like
from another part of the island, and
ever.
it was bad. So
trash.
100%.
Well, thank you.
Endorse your pizza place.
Thank you so much. Enough about me. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I got burnt in one part of my back this weekend because Chris failed to reach that part of my back. And how am I supposed to know that my back's burning?
How are you supposed to know?
How am I supposed to know? So that's been hurting a little bit. I have also what else have I been doing? Going to work, which not fun, guys.
Sucks.
Working is not fun. I'm also getting my affairs squared away when it comes to this apartment, trying to get all of the last bit of fixes that need to be put in and trying to figure out what we're going to do with all the furniture, because now that we have a new place to go to, we got to figure out if everything fits, if we have enough stuff, all the logistics that come with that. So definitely stressful with that, stressful with work, just trying to take it one day at a time if I can. I've been listening to the Ina Garten memoir. What's the name of it again? I forget. Be Ready When the Luck Happens. And Ina Garten has really,
Amen.
has really just been getting me through. She is such a wonderful woman and has a wonderful story, and I've really been leaning on her this week, truly.
That's gorgeous.
I know, and she's really been helping me. So that's been happening, and I felt like there was one other thing I had to tell you guys, and I'm completely forgetting at this point in time.
Oh, I have something to share.
Go ahead. Maybe I'll think of it.
One more. Sorry about that. I received an ARC of V.E. Schwab's book.
That's crazy.
Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. And I gasped.
That's unreal.
When I opened that package.
First Lisa Jewell and now V.E. Schwab.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing to please the book gods, but I'm doing something right.
That's amazing. That's actually amazing.
Thank you. Also, I got sent from Grand Central Publishing. I don't know if I signed up for this, like if I filled out a form or something, but they sent me like this huge box, and it was like a letter in it saying like, we went through your social media and picked a vibe for your summer, and here are 4 books that fit the vibe.
That's amazing.
And mine was Chic Shore, like Chic
Beachy
Beach.
girl. Okay. It's fitting.
Okay.
It's fitting. I was just saying that. Oh my god.
You were, so they're not wrong.
That's amazing. Are they good picks?
Yeah, it was pretty
New
cool.
releases or?
Yeah, I posted them on 2 of them are ARCs, and the other 2 I think just came out.
Nice. Different genres?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
There's essays, a nonfiction, romance, and lit fic.
Very cool.
That's the silver lining of my week.
Hey, with some bad.
Thank you for helping me notice.
With some bad, hopefully comes some good. That's all you can hope for.
Exactly.
Or, in the wise words of Ina Garten, be ready when the luck happens, you know?
Precisely.
You know?
Precisely.
So today we are going to be going through our May reading wrap-up. As always, this is not the end of the month when we're recording this, so there could be a couple books that make it to the end of the month, so be sure to check out our full wrap-ups on our personal socials, which are always linked in the description of the episode. But we will be going over what we've read up until this point, and I believe I have 4 books. Em has 5, correct?
Correct.
And in those 8 books, or no, not 8, 9 books that we're going to share, we both have one that we've shared, which was the book club book.
Yep.
And
we can start with that one.
Yeah, let's do that first. So for May, we read Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, which that episode was released last week. So if you missed that, be sure to check that out. How are you feeling since the last week? Has anything changed? Are you still feeling the same? What's up?
No, I'm still rocking with the same
vibe?
Same
vibe?
reading. It was good. It just wasn't that good.
Oh, completely agree. And I think, honestly, for me personally, my rating went down.
Ooh.
Not by much. It went down by 0.25. So I'm not going to say my rating because you're going to go have to watch
have to
it.
listen.
But the only reason I'm lowering it by 0.25 is because I've honestly kind of forgot about it and I haven't thought about it.
I did that with another book that I'm talking about today. So
yeah, like there's nothing that's like I'm still thinking about. Like it's left my mind.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
I think that what the rating I had it at was like teetering on the like, oh, this was actually pretty. Like no, we're at a. I respect your opinion, but was not for me.
Yeah, that's valid. That's how I felt too.
That's kind of where I'm at, and I'm still on the bandwagon of reading Funny Story next. I think it was between that and Book Lovers, and I think funny story might be the next bet. So,
I'm excited to see what you think of that one.
but that won't be for a while. So
Yeah.
just stay tuned.
Maybe
for
we
that.
could read that together one day.
Yeah, because you haven't read it either, right?
I haven't.
Oh, maybe we could do that.
Maybe.
Just a little partner read, you know?
Yeah. I'd like that.
Okay. Let's have you start us off since you have one more book than me.
Okay. The first book I'm going to talk about is The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith. Truthfully, this one is being knocked down 0.25 because I forget what it's about completely. Like, I truly
Valid.
don't remember.
When did you read it? Beginning of the month?
I read this in the beginning of the month. Yeah,
Okay,
I think this
okay.
was my second read of the month, and
Okay.
I really liked it. It's a YA romantasy, and it's these girls get chosen to, like, court the prince of the kingdom that they live in, and the queen is like this magical kind of evil queen.
Yeah.
And our main character is courting the prince along with like 13 other girls, so it's kind of similar to like The Selection, which is like a really cute YA romantasy.
Why am I thinking of like Bridgerton?
Yeah, it's also that time period. It's 1800s, like Victorian England,
Okay.
mixed with fantasy. So I love both of those. I love the 1800s. Like, I love Victorian romances, and I love fantasy. So this felt like the perfect read for me, and I did
Yeah.
really love it. I think that the ending was fantastic. The first like third of it was When I finished it, I gave it 4 stars, but because I forgot basically everything and just had to refresh myself, I docked it down to 3.75. And I also was
Fair.
a little upset because I thought it was a standalone, and it's not. So when it ended, I was like, oh, you're kidding. I have to
Oh,
wait.
It was that book. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
But I don't know. It might go up to a 4 because I really do feel confident in like recommending it to people. It's just not sticking with me, but I know I liked it, if that makes any sense.
I think that's a good rating for that then, though. Like
3.75.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so too.
I feel like with a 3.5, I always say it's your emotional response one. It like got something out of you, and then a 4 is like across the board, very well done, just a good book.
Yeah.
You know, it's like in that sweet spot where like maybe it's memorable, maybe it's not.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
I
So
think
there you go. There's my first book of the month.
cool. Very nice. Very nice. Well, my first book was actually, I started it in April because this took me forever to read. Literally forever to read. And that is Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. I feel like I've talked about this book so many times on the podcast by now. This book took me so long to read. So long. I have it at a 2.5 out of 5 stars. And I'll explain before everyone gets on me for that. The little bit of a premise here. We have a book that follows the lives of 3 students, Kathy, Ruth, and Tommy, who attend a seemingly idyllic English boarding school called Halsham. But there is much more to it than it seems. So the story follows these 3 friends. It tackles friendship, tackles secrets, tackles an ethical dilemma of how society treats its people. It's very much just a dystopian on the human experience. That's kind of the vibe of the book, which seems like right up my alley. Something that I would love, something that I like. It almost had that feeling that it was going to be an uninformed narrator, which I love books with an uninformed narrator. I even posted a TikTok that asked, please give me more books that have an uninformed narrator. So all the check boxes are being ticked. Like, this is a book that I am supposed to devour, supposed to love. And man, I could not get into it. It took me so long to even be interested in it. I don't think I ever was interested in it as we were going. I was just like latching onto the premise that like, oh, this premise is cool. I'm supposed to like it. Never really did anything for me, to be honest. And it put me in a reading slump. And if something puts me in a reading slump, I can't rate it any higher than average, because nothing ever brought me back to wanting to read it, which is just bad in my opinion. It just never
Totally valid.
It just never fulfilled that pursuit of intrigue that I was looking for.
I like that you said I don't remember what words you used, but like the premise was so intriguing, and you kept like holding on hope for the premise
Yeah.
to like come through, and it didn't ever.
It just
Like I
fell
felt like I
flat.
felt that way many times. Like a premise sounds so good, and then it just is nowhere near as good.
Yep. So this is
That's
a
the
great
worst.
premise, missed execution kind of book, unfortunately.
Darn.
And I do
Darn.
respect people who love this book. Like I can see why people love this book. For me, it just didn't hit. I'm
Wasn't for
sorry.
you.
It wasn't for me. I almost DNF'd it actually, but because of who I am and that I can't DNF a book for some reason, I had to keep going. So
Valid.
But-
I get it.
there is a movie though that I would be interested in watching, so maybe I will watch that. But overall, 2.5. Couldn't do any higher than that. I apologize if you're angry or upset, but
It's okay.
it
We
is what it
forgive.
is. It is what it is.
Okay, my next read is Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler. This was written in, I think, 2005.
Oh,
If my memory is serving me correctly.
So has Never Let Me Go. Or I could be
didn't know
lying.
that.
I could be lying, but it's definitely.
I could also be
2000s.
lying, so you never know with us. This is a book, a dystopian that takes place in 2025 through 2027. And it's basically this futuristic dystopian society where food and water are scarce, and the only like civilizations are these little neighborhoods that are protected by huge walls, and it's considered like a privilege to live in one of those, even though you're still like thirsty, you're hungry, like you don't have much at all, but it's still a privilege because most people are homeless and like wandering the streets. So our main character starts off living in one of these neighborhoods, and it follows her journey, and I won't tell you where that goes. So I loved the premise. I loved the writing. What fell a little short for me was it felt like towards like the middle to the end, it was the same thing over and over. So I did get bored with it at like a certain point, but never enough that I wasn't interested and that I didn't care. Like I still was like coming back to it and I wanted to pick it back up. I just felt a little unsatisfied with the plot, but this is the first in a series, so which I'm also upset about because I told myself not to get into series and I keep doing it over and over.
Second in a row, right?
Like 2 for 2. But I really did like it. I gave it 4 stars. I would highly recommend it if you are somebody who is looking for something deep, heavy, emotional, dystopian. There's absolutely like no romance aspects of it. Like there's some romantic relationships that are in it, but it's not like one of those books where like you could consider it like enemies to, like it's
Yeah.
truly just dystopian. It was fantastic. I think it just like got a little bit repetitive at some points, but I'd still recommend it, and I will still be reading the rest of the series eventually.
I did not know you read this, and I also haven't heard of it. And
Really?
It sounds really good.
I think you'd really like it.
It sounds right up my alley, as some would say. Sorry, the police are here.
Sorry, I have to go.
It gives me I don't know why, the way you were describing the setting, it gives me Vivarium vibes, the movie.
Okay, I see that. I think I'm describing it wrong because it's a little more rundown.
Oh, okay. Okay. I gotcha.
You know, like
Yeah.
they're kind of like living off the land a little bit.
I see. Okay. I gotcha.
Yeah, I'm trying to like compare it to something, but I like think almost Hunger Games. Like everybody's starving in District 12. Like
I see. Okay.
a little bit more like that, I think, at least.
Which is a big wall.
Yeah,
Okay. I gotcha.
big wall.
Big wall. Big
Big
wall.
wall.
Big wall. I might add that to my TBR actually, but I can't start a series, even though I might start a series next month. But
Just hold off for a little bit until you're ready.
I'm holding off. My next book is Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. This was a thriller / sci-fi, I guess you could say. Funny enough, I posted a review on TikTok for this book, and the author liked my review, which you'll see if that was a good or a bad thing after I read this review.
Sorry,
so-
babe.
Sorry, Jillian. This book is about a mother named Jen who witnesses her own son commit murder, and then she experiences time travel by waking up in the past. Every time she sleeps, she just goes further in the past. And basically, it's to give her a second chance to see why this happened and maybe prevent the murder altogether. Very
Cool.
interesting premise. Very cool premise. I thought it was an awesome way to tell a story. Like,
Yeah.
it was so incredibly done. I'm so nervous when time travel is incorporated in books
Yeah.
because it can get so messy so
Yeah.
quickly. This did a good job. It made it really
Okay.
digestible, made it a very interesting way to tell a story, especially a thriller, because this could have just been your average playbook of a thriller. But the way that it was kind of told backwards, and you knew what was going to happen, but all the events leading up to it made it really interesting. And what this book did that sets it apart from the rest of like the thriller world is that McAllister managed to write very believable characters. They had depth. I thought the main character changed over the course of the story. Usually with a thriller, it's kind of like characters are in the back, like they're put on the back burner, like a character arc or something
Yeah.
like that. And it's usually very plot driven, very much setting driven. The characters were really well fleshed out in this, I thought, or at least the main character was. What fell flat for me, though, was the final third of the book. It just went into a direction which thematically was really cool to see. I really did like the themes and what this book was trying to say, but there was a lot of unopened, unanswered things by the end of the book that, like, she just tried to just tie up. I like to put this in a lot of my reviews for books, but like just tied it up in a nice little bow and then just left it and just didn't explain it. There was not really any explanation for anything. So you kind of just had to be like, okay, that's what it was, and that's what it's going to be, and now I have to leave it, which I didn't really like. And it kind of
Okay.
it tarnished my overall enjoyment of the book. I still really did like the book, but that kind of took me out a little bit. Because I was like, this is great, this is great. Why is there only 20 pages left? How is this going to wrap up? How is this going to wrap up? And then it doesn't. So that's not really a spoiler. That's just the vibe of the book. Very abrupt
you.
ending. Very abrupt ending. Was this the best book I've ever read? No. Was it good? Yes. Did I have fun? Yes. And I think that's all that matters.
That's
So
all that matters.
it was fun. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Very fun, very fun thriller. Fun read. Would I read it again? Probably not. Would I recommend it? Sure. Go ahead.
I like that. Gorgeous. All right, my next one is such a weird book, and I loved it.
Ooh.
Annie Bot by
Ooh, I'm excited to hear about this.
Annie Bot by Sierra Greer. This is about this dystopian time where there are companions, robots, and there's like different ones that you can get for different purposes. There's like the cuddle bunny, which you can assume what that one's for.
Okay.
There's one like to help with like chores. There's one for I forget. Anyways, our main character is a robot, and she is a cuddle bunny to this like 30-ish-year-old man. And it is bizarre. It is disturbing. It's really something. It's really a lot.
It's making
But
me feel icky right now, actually.
It makes you feel icky in like the most profound way.
Okay.
It's all about like what it means to be human, because he is constantly treating her like a human and then taking it back and treating her like an object. And she is like fully actualized. Like, I don't think that's the word I'm looking for. She has the setting turned on where she knows that she's a robot. She
So
knows
she's
everything.
sentient.
That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you.
No problem, no problem.
She's fully sentient. She knows that she's a robot, but she still functions fully on her own and like doesn't need anything from anybody. Like, she can fully do everything by herself.
That's
But
scary.
he constantly like brings her back down. It's really creepy. It's like a very good narrative on like toxic relationships and like just toxicity of like men, I guess.
Fair.
Sorry.
Valid.
but it's scary and it's honestly really interesting. I could not put this book down. I was intrigued beginning to end. I gave it 5 stars. I
Ooh,
loved it.
really?
Yeah, I absolutely loved it.
I definitely want to read that. That is,
Fantastic.
oh my God, all these books that you're talking about. I'm like, I'm going to add it to my TBR, my never ending TBR list.
Same.
That is amazing. Oh, like creepy, but like very Black Mirror, which,
It feels exactly like a Black Mirror episode where like it's scary but not in like a blatant scare. Like it's
no,
not
like
like horror. It's
this
just
can
like
happen.
really bothersome.
Yeah, like this can happen and probably will happen.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Oof, oof, icky,
Oof.
icky.
Yeah. Big ick.
My next book is very much a topic of conversation for a lot of people, not in terms of the book itself, but for the author. But also, this specific book didn't like too much. And I feel like we're going to have a very interesting conversation for the next couple minutes. Because my next book is Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney.
I actually forgot that you read this month.
Yes, I did read this month. And you know what? Let's get into it.
I wish I felt better and had like the mental capacity to really get into this. I'm gonna do my best here.
No, you're good. Give whatever you can, you know.
I'm giving my best.
No,
It's
and that's
just
all we
not
can
the
ask for.
best.
That's all we can ask for. This book explores the complex lives and relationships of two best friends, Alice and Eileen, as they navigate the early years of their adulthood, diving into friendship, class, mental health, relationships, love, power dynamics, you name it. They're talking about it. They're diving into it. Basically, this whole book is just the search for the meaning of life and like what people's part is in that, whether it's their life, other people's lives, etc., etc., etc. I love this book. I'm not going to lie. I thought that this was so profound. Many people find it very pretentious. I honestly thought that this was one of the more digestible Sally Rooney books that I've come across. My track record with Sally Rooney is not great. I think I gave one book a 2-star and the other one I have not finished, or I can't really get into it. But I will try to get into it again now that I really liked this book, so I want to give it another chance. I usually find it very difficult to get into her prose and into her writing, but this one I was locked in. Like I was feeling good. There were like certain paragraphs and passages in this book that I was like, wow, that was my exact thought just put on the page. Just made me feel very seen. I don't know. I just really thought that like the way she wrote these characters were flawed, obviously, because Sally Rooney's just known for writing very real human characters. But with these characters, they were both extremely judgmental while also just being like free-spirited in the same way and just finding that balance. And then there was a whole other side of it that tackled current events of politics, of the climate, of religion. And I don't know, I just thought that it like really did a good job of tackling really major themes like identity, sexuality. Those were two big things that I really latched onto with this book, but also independence, how to be an adult in a very different world, and just trying to figure out what your purpose is. And I thought that this was so well done. I thought it was very eye-opening for me, and also very eye-opening to like look at her work in a different way. And I understand now the hype that people have been talking about with Sally Rooney, but that I feel as though I'm in the minority because a lot of people say this is their least favorite Sally Rooney book. And I'm going to give Em the floor here just to see what she has to say about this book. Take it away, Penny.
Okay, so here, let me just say this first. I read this book 4 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
3.5 years ago, a while ago. So I don't remember it that well. What I do remember is I hated all the characters because they're all annoying. In those little letters back and forth,
Yeah.
I wanted to rip my hair out. They're going through like these crazy things, which I found like really interesting to see their thoughts on it. And they just completely ignore the friends' problems from what I remember. Like, I felt like they just completely judged the other person and then said, okay, now let me talk about myself. And also, let me talk about war.
Yeah,
Like, is that not what it did?
it did. It did do that. But it also I felt like that kind of banter was like their friendship. Like that's what
Now, that's what I
made
didn't
up
like
for
because
it.
it felt so, like, it felt like such a bad friendship to me from what I remember.
Mm.
Okay. I'd like to reread it and give my thoughts, update it, because I could totally feel differently this time around because I feel like I'm a very different person than who I was when I read it. But from what I remember, I thought these two should not be friends anymore.
The way I took it was that they were very blunt and real with each other, like kind of being like, be realistic. Like don't like
Yeah.
what like you're being dramatic. Come on now. Like you're better than that. They were more so direct rather than beating around the bush when it came to like giving advice. And then they just did have like the societal grand issues as like a backdrop to their whole thing, which I thought from an outside perspective looking in can look very much like why are you talking about that? But I felt like the way Rooney built these characters, it made sense.
I get that. And I think I would like it better reading it now. I think I was so fresh into reading then that
Yeah.
like I was truly looking for just like entertainment value, I think.
Yeah, I don't think you're getting entertainment out of this. Like it is
Absolutely not.
entertaining,
Like it's
but
something
like
you have to like really read into and like
yeah,
relate to and like
yeah.
it's like a think piece.
I agree. And I think a lot of her work is our think pieces, but
Yeah.
they also too, both characters are writers and they do a lot of research. And so like they're very well versed in what they're talking about because they have to be for what they're writing. So I don't know. I thought it made sense. I thought it was.
No, and I completely respect and I see your thoughts. I think I'd like to reread it one day perhaps
I recommend
and
the
see where I
audiobook.
stand. Okay.
The audiobook did help with digesting a lot as well.
All right. I'll take it into consideration.
Please do.
My last book is, you know her, you love her, Frida McFadden. Her newest book, The Tenant. If there's a new Frida McFadden book, you can count on me to have read it.
You are so consistent with that. Like
I
read it every time.
I just have to. I'm like, it's like a toxic relationship. Like, I'm done and I'm like, God, like it really wasn't that good. Like, I deserve better. And then like
And you crawl
it comes back bright and shiny in like 2 months perhaps, and I'm like, God, I missed you.
See, like,
I
do I
miss
even want to read one of her books? Because I don't even know if I
It's
want to tap into
fun.
that. You know,
Like it's fun. Okay, so I read The Tenant, which just came out. And this follows a couple who just got engaged, and the boyfriend loses his job as like the VP of a marketing firm. And they are very short on money, so they decide to take in a tenant into their like gorgeous brownstone in New York City. And the woman that moves in with them is like slowly destroying his life and like setting him up to like look like this bad person, whatever. That's basically the premise of it, and it has like a very typical Frida McFadden twist to it. Like if you read a couple of her books, you'll be able to guess where it goes. Probably I did, but I still was so entertained. I had a great time reading it. This one was much better than The Crash. The Crash absolutely was trash. That one sucked. I don't know if I felt that way when I read it. I think I liked it a little bit, but now that I'm thinking about it, it was trash.
No, I think it was the
No,
standard.
like, see, this is the thing. Like, it's
I think
literally
it
like
was-
a toxic relationship I have.
I think
with
you
these
had
books.
I think you had a typical reaction with that one too. You were like, "Yeah, it wasn't great, but I ate it." You know, like
Yeah.
it was just it was okay, but
This one feels
I'm gonna
better
eat
than
it.
okay. Like, this one was
Okay.
like, yeah, like I had fun. Like, I
Oh,
enjoyed
okay.
the story. It wasn't bad. The characters weren't like super dumb. They're usually really dumb, and I like get frustrated quickly. This one, a little better.
That's
so I'm giving it what did I give this? 3.25.
Okay, so it's a little notch above what you what do you typically give her books to?
I think I usually give her like a 2.75 or 3.
Okay. All right. So then it's a
So
notch
this is
above the
above.
rest.
Because
Okay.
this made me feel like when I read The Housemaid. So
What's your favorite Frida McFadden book?
probably The Housemaid or Never Lie.
Okay. Okay. Are those like at
Yeah.
like a 4 or are they like a 3, 5?
I'm gonna have to get back to you on that.
Okay. I just want to see like if you do you rate Frida's books based off of their own scale or based off of all your other books that you read?
For the purpose of the podcast, based on all of my books I read,
Okay.
but I could do like a separate rating. Like I could do like a tier list of just Frida McFadden.
Oh, that'd be a fun video
That would be.
for you to do. Yeah.
That would be. That's a great idea.
Amazing.
Okay, and moving on to what I'm currently reading. Let me grab it. I received an arc of Lisa Jewell's newest book.
Oh my God.
Don't
I'm
let
already
him in.
jealous. I'm already jealous. Stop.
I'm only on I started it today. I'm only on page 26. And
Okay.
so far, I'm enjoying it. The premise literally says he's the perfect man. He says he loves you. You think he might even be made for you. Before long, he's moved into your house. No, before long, he's moved into your heart and into your house. And then he leaves for days at a time. You don't know where he's gone or who he's with. And you realize if you looked back, you'd say to yourself, don't let him in. So I don't really have any update for you because I'm 26 pages in. But stay tuned for next month. And I'm also listening to the audiobook of John Green's new book, Everything is Tuberculosis, because I love his
Ooh.
writing style. And the audiobook is narrated by him.
Ooh.
And it's really scaring me because I'm sick and I'm listening to it. So it's making me think I have tuberculosis. So I don't recommend listening to it while you're sick, but it is quite interesting.
Maybe I will read one of his or listen to one of his books.
You should listen to the Anthropocene Reviewed.
I will. I actually will.
It's fantastic.
Because I love listening to memoirs and nonfictions on
Yeah.
audio. So
Yeah.
I need more recommendations for memoirs and nonfictions for audiobooks.
Yeah, definitely do that one. It's him literally like rating random things, like random. Like when I tell you random, it's like each chapter is like anywhere from a sentence long to like 10 pages long. And it's him just rating like a book, a vacation he went on, a restaurant. Like it's random
God.
stuff.
That's like
And it's really interesting.
I watch I've been on a Good Mythical Morning kick, and I always watch them do taste tests. And like
Yeah.
the idea of just people like rating like the best chicken nuggets at a fast food restaurant. Like I'm like
yeah,
eating
I'm
it
sold.
up. No, like I'm sitting there for 25 minutes and I'm watching
Like I'm
that
locked
video.
into it, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that sounds like something I'd really enjoy.
You'd really like it then.
Then I also think this is coming out of my brain out of left field. That Stanley Tucci book that you DNF'd, like maybe I would
Yes.
like that.
I think you would. It wasn't a bad book.
I do like
I
Stanley
just-
Tucci too.
I think I was reading it too slow, so I got bored.
Does he read the audiobook for that?
I believe so, yeah.
Maybe I'll do that too. I don't know. But I'm realizing like maybe I should just strictly do nonfiction and memoirs for audiobooks, and then the rest
that's not a bad
I'll
idea.
read fiction, because when I do like a thriller on audiobook, I
It's
really
like
zone
cringy
out.
almost.
You know? Yeah, and it depends on the narrator that reads it, but
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like I
Hit or
zone
miss.
out. But like with a memoir or a nonfiction, I will lock in. Just like
Yeah.
I'm locking in to Be Ready When the Luck Happens by Ina Garten.
Fantastic transition.
No, like she is like a remarkable woman. And so at first this book seems pretty simple, which it is very simple. This book is you're not going into this book thinking you're getting some like Pulitzer Prize winning book. Like, not happening. She is just so endearing. She's reading the book to me, so it just is like a warm hug. She's amazing. She's so humble, like so incredibly humble. And what I'm getting out of this book is that it's just about love in so many different forms. She talks about her love for cooking, her love for providing, her love for her husband and their relationship, and like reading about or
beautiful.
listening about their relationship really makes me look at my own relationship and see what I can do better. And I don't know, it's just very endearing.
That's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. At first I was like, this is really simple. I'm kind of bored. Give it time to cook. Give
Okay.
Ina time to cook.
Let her cook.
Let Barefoot Contessa
Literally.
cook. So loving that right now. I'm about 85% done. So I literally have like an hour left of the audiobook. So excited to finish that. And I'm also about 50% through Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. I'm taking my time because I love this world. I don't want to like read it so quickly and then be done. I am at the point where they are about to go into the arena and I am shitting my pants.
It gets insane immediately.
Oh God. I'm just like, this catapulted me back to when I was reading the original trilogy. There's so much nostalgia. There's so many tie-ins and callbacks to everything. It's just so good.
A work of art, really.
Oh, it's such a work of art. And like, so far, I have not had it hit me emotionally. I have a feeling a bus is coming. A bus is coming.
Be prepared.
So I just, I got to take it one page at a time. And I'll let you guys know how that is at
I'm excited.
The June wrap up, because I could have been done that for the end of this month, but I didn't want to rush it. So
yeah.
I'll have it for next month, which I'm excited.
Gorgeous. Well, I guess that wraps up today.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much for tuning in and spending your Friday with us. We really appreciate it. Thank you to all the new members that have joined us over on Fable for our book club. We are now at like 225 people over there. So
Crazy.
That is amazing. And at the end of this episode, you are going to go be able to vote for the new book for June. So be sure to head over there to vote before, I don't know how long the vote is. I think it's 2 days.
It's like
maybe?
72 hours or something
3 days.
like that.
Yeah, so be sure to go over there and cast your vote so that you can be a part of next month's book club.
Thank you guys for putting up with me being sick and sounding like this. I will be better by next week, I hope. If you did enjoy this episode, please feel free to leave us a 5-star review. It helps us get noticed by other listeners. Make sure you guys are following us on all of our social medias so that you can stay up to date on polls and different stuff like that we post. We'll also post a poll for next month's book club over on there. So have notifications turned on. Look out for episodes on YouTube as well. And that's it from me.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us, and we cannot wait to see you on next week's episode of
Let's Talk Literature.
Bye. Bye.